Hi guys, welcome back to Rav's Retreat, the wood turning section of my YouTube channel. Right, I'm sorry about that guys. On the last video I got cut off in mid-flow. The batteries died in the camera. So, well, I think we'll finish this video off, shall we? Yeah, as I was saying, I managed to freeze frame that video from Robert Sorby on my tablet, went and measured it with a ruler and a protractor. Obviously it was fairly easy getting the angle correct, but the hard part was working out the distance for this. Obviously the video wasn't life size, so after a few calculations, little bit of mathematics, I managed to get it to where it should be, and it seems to be working perfectly. I'll just show you the profile on the other one that I sharpened. There we go. This one shows you it up a little bit better. The black or the blue, the deep blue or the black that you can see is from the old profile. So there you can see the new profile. I reprofiled using the 60 grit zirconium wheel, and then sharpened it. Well, it was sharp anyway, but I thought I'd just give it a final sharpening using a 120 grit ceramic wheel, which is virtually dull. Now, a good tip is, if you're using this Pro Edge system, once you've got your profiles how you like them, once you've got your bevels how you like them on your gouges, don't throw away the old belts. Okay, you might think that there's no life left in them. Well, in fact there is. The old belts come in very handy for when you come to resharpen. You know, when you resharpen, you barely take a micron off, you know. I can explain this. Why take 10 microns off a tool when you can get away with taking 1 micron off it? Do you understand? And that's where these old belts come in handy. Although they're old and they're no good for reprofiling, it would take hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours to reprofile a gouge. For sharpening, you know, one quick zip round and they're sharp. So don't throw the old belts away. If you do decide to get one of these Robert Sorby Pro Edge systems, don't throw the old belts away. They're coming very good, very handy for sharpening. Now, by sharpening I mean touching the edge up. You know, obviously you're not going to use a warm belt for reprofiling a gouge. That would be stupid. It would take you hours and hours. But for sharpening a gouge that's dull, they work. So don't throw them away. I've got about 10 dull belts that I still use for sharpening. You know, they put that edge back on dead easy. But they would be no good for reprofiling, but for sharpening they work. So why throw them away? Save yourself some money. And the last, probably, once you've got that profile to how you like it, a dull belt like this one that I've got on, this ceramic 120 belt, will maybe last up to 6 months of sharpenings, you know, for the sake of £4. So don't throw them away. Use them until the bitter end. Obviously it will come to a point where you have to throw them away. You know, you'll offer the tool up and basically nothing will happen other than friction. And your tool will just sit there getting hotter and hotter. It won't get sharpened. That's when you have to throw them away. But what you think is a dull belt will carry on sharpening. It'll be no good for reprofiling, metal removal as such, but it will still sharpen your tools. So there we go. We started to show you what they look like. The wings are both of an even length, as you can see. They're a nice flat wing as well, which I hope you can see there. Maybe just slightly rounded, certainly not convex anyway, which is a big no-no. If your wings are convex, then basically you need to alter your how you're sharpening things. But there you go. It's made a good job of reprofiling and sharpening. And to be honest, guys, to reprofile these two gouges I've just shown you on my bench grinder would have probably taken about an hour. On this thing it took me about 5 minutes tops. That's how fast they cut. These ceramic belts and the other ones, the green ones, the oh, what do they call them now? I keep forgetting that name. Let me just put this gouge back so I don't skewer myself. What do they call these? Is it on? It's probably not even on. Zirconium belts, that's it. Normally these are the belts that I use for sharpening, but this is a 120 ceramic belt, and that's doing the sharpening job at the moment. Once that's knackered and won't sharpen anymore, then I'll replace it with a 120 zirconium belt. But it's still doing the job, so why throw it away? If you can see it there, that's a 120 ceramic belt. Now they do a 60 grit ceramic belt, and that thing flies through metal. It goes through metal like a fat person goes through chips. It's amazingly quick at getting through metal. It will reprofile a huge gap, something like this thing here. Now this is a 2060 gouge, 3/4 inch, and it will reprofile something like that literally within a minute or two. It's amazingly quick at getting through metal, even a really hard steel like 2060. So if you are thinking about get one, I would advise you to maybe give one a go. I know they're quite expensive, but once you've bought it, it's going to last years and years. If you're wondering how well they are built, they're built like brick outhouses. It's all, you know, it's all heavy gauge steel. The thinnest part about it really is the guard. You know, there should be a guard on the side here, which I don't particularly use. You should do for safety, but I don't use it because, you know, if you're swapping belts, it just gets in the way having to take that on and off. But for safety's sake, you should use one. Right, guys, I just thought I'd show you those grinds that I'd just done. Altered those profiles. I thought you might be interested, and I'm sorry we got cut off on the last video. I do apologise for that. Wasn't my fault. Well, it was, I suppose. I weren't watching battery condition. But come back in focus. Come on. There we go. Yep, sorry about that, guys. Right, I'll get off and catch you guys later. Take care of those fingers, those eyes and those lungs, because life gets awfully difficult without them. Take care, guys. Catch you later. Bye bye now.